Here we go. You could also do it. Just check this box if your magic item has charges.
Oh, we'll do that.
That's under additional information. Once you've already saved it, it opens up like a bunch of extra stuff that you can fuck with.
Oh, okay.
Item has charges. Number of charges 6. And then charge reset condition is other, so that we can just edit it manually.
I'm just writing in what blips do in the description here.
Makes sense. That way we never forget.
Except nobody knows what 6 blips do yet.
You can edit the magic item when we do.
Yeah, it'll be great. Alright, additional information has charges. So everybody can add a blip item to their sheet and just say
no
zero
charges.
Perfect.
Add items. What's the not? Is it under
it's
items?
not created yet.
I
just
just
give it
okay.
1 second. Oh,
Yeah,
then you just type in blip.
Beautiful.
Wondrous item. Add.
You mean Metal Gear.
Sorry. It's my brother's birthday and I texted him happy birthday during the break. So
That'll teach you.
Is it
the crash.
Where do you change the
Go to add items. It's under equipment.
Yeah, I've got it in my inventory, and I'm wondering. Like you said, you'd be able to modify charges.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too.
Well,
We can worry about that later. Me and Brick will figure it out.
Alright, Bob
For-
just
for now it's in
subscribed.
there.
Even though I killed him in Tomb of Horrors last week. He's a glutton for punishment. So we have the blip item that we can make. Let me just check here on Adrex's sheet. Have you added your blip, Adrex?
I just did.
All right, I'm gonna just make sure I can jump in there and take a look at it.
What did you make the number of charges, Brick?
I didn't set. I just said it has charges. But under his limited use under gear, he's got blip, and then I guess he has got a little plus by remaining charges. So when he earns one,
No,
he can
that
just...
opens up the whole thing.
That expands the blip item.
The question is, like, do you have to enter like 6 charges, and then that'll let us fuck with it?
Let's see.
Let me see what happens when I add a wand that has charges.
There's a use button here I'm going to click on. And now it just says in use. So
That just moves it to your active items section of the sheet.
Wand of Magic Missiles. When I add that, what do I get? Yeah, you have to say it has 6 charges, Brick,
Okay.
and then it'll give us little boxes.
Charge reset condition.
Other. Yeah.
Save.
And now if I reload my sheet, does it automatically update blip?
If it puts it to 6 charges,
Yep, it does.
just- if it hit, does it say...
Charges, so I click X 6 times, I now have 0 of 6 charges.
Okay, so everybody do that for their blip.
Uh,
So you have 0 blips.
You just have to reload your sheet, and it'll
Yeah.
fix it itself.
Because I'm looking at Adrex, and it says he's got remaining charges 6.
it doesn't on mine, so I'm just going to remove it and add it again.
Okay.
Let me remove that Wand of Magic Missile, because I don't have that.
Add inventory.
Remove item.
So all of you have allocated 6 of your 8 statistics.
Item.
Looks
Yeah.
like
Yep.
Adrex is rocking a 19 strength.
I still don't have any charges listed. on
I don't have
mine.
charges listed either.
Try re-adding it as a new item. Add
I did.
items blip. It's
Did
working fine for me now.
You have to
so-
go into the actual character sheet, the dynamic one.
Okay.
Okay.
That would do it then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. There we go.
Now everybody has a notes section in like the second row of the sheet. You have notes, and under notes, the first thing says organizations. That's where we're going to add our influence. You're going to gain influence with various groups and organizations and things as you go in the game, and you might lose influence as well. The way it works is when you want to tap your influence, it's going to work like an ability check. So whatever the modifier would be. For example, if you had a 12 influence, that's a +1 modifier. It's like making an ability check. You add your proficiency and that modifier to it to determine how well your influence works in that particular case. We did this a lot in Flumphscape with predominantly factions and other political entities. In this game, it's going to be more representative of your influence with various tribes and racial organizations. For example, if you thoroughly destroy a particular orc tribe, the remnants, you might gain influence with it later because now they're terrified of you if you ever meet them on the field again.
So I'm guessing a bunch of us are going to add a 6 influence to something. Does that imply that that group doesn't like us, or just that they're not that aware of us?
If you have a negative modifier with something, you effectively have no influence with them. So there's no point even adding it. So if anybody doesn't, what were the 2 leftover stats?
10 and 6.
6.
10 and 6, then nobody's going to have any influence with anything. So you would need at least a 12 to get a +1.
Yeah,
So you could edit one of your stats if you didn't want something.
Yeah, so if you want to start the game with influence, now's the time to do it. You'd have to put a 10 or a 6 in one of the stats to give you a high enough score for your influence to matter with whoever. Because negative influence would be this organization hates you and will never work with you, and that's just fun for me to put together myself. Why do I have a stack of Christmas-colored dice here?
I'm kind of happy with my stats brick, so I don't think I'm going to fuck with my influence.
All right, so we're starting. Nobody's got any influence. You guys have this grand design to unify the world, but you're starting out with...
We're starting from nothing.
From nothing, okay.
Which is perfect.
Which is perfect for us, so...
Yeah.
So everybody just add 12 influence with lesser hedgehog pastures to start with.
Under organizations.
Yes. Notes, organizations. That way all your influence is in one place. I might be getting struck by lightning. I don't know. My dog's not outside anymore, so he's fine.
Maybe he's drawing lightning. Maybe you have to put him outside again to be safe.
I wrapped him up in blankets and put him on the bed so he can dry off.
Hedgehog.
Lesser hedgehog pastures.
Okay.
When we get a free moment, and we don't have to do it right this second, I would like for you to read back what you wrote down for personality traits, ideals, all that for my character, because I didn't write that stuff down because I'm stupid.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
That was pretty stupid. Am I able to edit these character sheets?
You sure are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is just highlight all Birdie's stuff and put it in one of his note sections, and then it's up to you to actually...
Organize it.
Yeah, you can cut paste it where it needs to go. I'm just going to throw it in your notes other section for now and let you worry about putting it in the right spot.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
There you go. It looks really terrible there, so good luck. So I see Birdie has an avatar here.
Oh, does it give you good options?
I don't know.
There's a few good options.
He picked a
in
little
there.
kobold.
Nice. I'm gonna fuck with mine then. Where do you edit the... Oh, under description. Got it. No, definitely not using that second one, which is the worst picture. I like that third one.
Mm. So I would like to point out that my notes other... So did you paste it in mine or somebody else's by accident?
I pasted it in yours.
I'm not married to the colors on this character, so don't look at my sheet and go, that's what that character looks like, because...
You might have to reload the sheet, though.
I did.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Are you on the main character sheet page?
I was, and I went into edit as well. It's just empty.
You shouldn't need to go into edit to mess with... I'm sorry. To mess with your notes.
Mm.
Clear your cache, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
My
I've never
God,
heard of a problem
long.
like this.
It's never happened before.
I've never seen that before.
Let me see if the changes stay put if I reload it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh no, see they didn't. So let me try
Alright.
pasting them again.
Maybe you didn't save.
No, there's no real like save button.
Yeah,
It's
should
possible
automatically-
that it's because you're
Right.
both looking at the same edit at the same time that you
Okay.
like saved over him.
Okay, go and let me know when you're done. I'm out of my sheet.
I just put it back in. I just added it.
Okay.
All right, so let's start just going over the basic stuff that I slapped down on the map, some of which we've talked about. So
Mhm.
down here we've got some human exiles. They send criminals and fornicators and things, as far as they're concerned, to be killed by the monsters north of their wall.
Sure.
I have in this area here, very vaguely, these mountains here, I'll put a big dot on them. This is where the strongest connection is between your lands and the Shadowfell. We just played an entire 2-year campaign. Oh my god, Freudian slip. There was a lot of complaining, let's be honest. Campaign where we were all plane hopping. The only planes we're really going to concern ourselves with this campaign, if at all, are the Feywild and the Shadowfell, the two kind of echoes of the prime material. This is the strongest connection to the Shadowfell here. These are kind of no man's lands. These are places that, like if you were creating a dwarf fortress map, would be very bright purple. Lots of undead, rumors of Lich Kings and Draco Liches and all manners of
Trains?
things.
And trains too?
I don't have trains. I've got thunder out here.
Okay.
So like these mountains and this like whole dark spooky wood here, big Shadowfell territory. Even the goblins stay clear. The kind of opposite to that, which we'll use is like a kind of a bright green here. The strongest connection with the Feywild would be in these woods here. So lots of hags, fairy folk, leprechauns, all sorts of tricksters and elemental spirits of all types. These are the kind of woods where people go in and then disappear and are never seen from again. Whatever this human civilization is down south here are actively trying to increase their territory to the north. So lots of human and orcs clashing in that area, like a Warcraft campaign. The one race in Volos that I decided are kind of on the other side of this wall are the Tritons. Tritons are they're an aquatic race, and they're pretty much universally lawful good. As a result, this area here, and then most of these small islands, are controlled by humans and Tritons. And there's a lot of combat over this territory. There's a lot of piracy on both sides. So my map has Tritons and pirates in that area. Which means there's probably many orc pirate ships, which, now that I'm saying that out loud, sounds very delightful.
Yeah, that's rad. But I'm gonna have to say goblin pirate ships also.
The goblin pirate ships would be mostly in this body of water here.
They're fighting with the gnomes.
I don't think gnomes can be pirates.
They have steampunk pirate ships.
So we have an injured black dragon in this swamp here, who's trying to rebuild his horde and his armies after being devastated by groups of orcs. What is the name of this huge river? Because this river is going to be very important to all the civilizations alongside of it. Who's got a good name for our big winding river here?
The
Imagine
barrier
fantasy.
river.
I was gonna say fantasy name generators probably has one.
It does. Wow.
The Red River.
That's
No, we're not naming a river
The
after you.
Turbulent Creek.
Damn it.
It's not a creek though. It's a.
I'm just the Troubled Creek. There we go. This is what it's given me. The
We're also
Schra-
not calling it troubled because that's going to lead to too many jokes.
the Schramm tributary.
Well, let's try this. Who controls this giant lake in the mountains?
Probably the Aarakocra.
The Aarakocra control this lake. So, what would be a good Aarakocra name for this river flowing from the mountains?
The Inn Run.
I can't even say this. Kraheksk. Back.
That sounds like an Aarakocra name.
Krahexback.
Okay, what's a good
I like that. I like Krahax Beck because I really like the idea that all the other races call it the Beck Creek.
All right, so type that in somewhere along this river.
Okay. Okay.
Hacksbeck.
There we go.
The
Raazu.
Thundering Rill.
Raazu.
Grab your pencil and draw out an area somewhere in goblinoid territory here. Maybe 5 or 6 hexes that your old warband largely controlled. So somewhere over in this area north of the wall, where were your people? Where do they do most of their raiding? Nodal, I'm still going to have a big Aarakocra civilization up on the islands here.
Yeah, that's great.
And one of you Eberron fanboys, what would be a good name for the horrible, desolate lands of the Warforged up on this cliff?
Wizard's Folly.
I like that.
Wizard's Folly?
Yeah, like some
Yeah.
way back in the day, some wizard like just blew everything up.
No, they created the Warforged and they couldn't control them, and that's what's left of it.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, so I highlighted it in blue because I didn't know how well my green was going to show up there.
Oh, I thought you were just going to draw a weird blob. I didn't realize you were going to actually follow the lines. That's very, very helpful.
It's
of you.
very-
Okay.
Really up you.
Very lawful of you.
Well, yeah.
So what we're doing now is we're like getting labels thrown down on this map. So what was this what was the name of your war party? Like what would they call their communal lands?
Let me
Wizard's
let me
Folly
look
up
into
here.
let me look back into Volos real quick.
Volos is an excellent book for this kind of thing because
Yeah, exactly.
I mean when I first got the idea for this campaign, when I got my copy of Volos and was reading all the great stuff in there. These mountains,
Little dragons.
these mountains up here on the northern coast, I have this marked as Goliath territory. Lots of giants in that area. So lots of villages with Goliaths.
All right.
And then I've got Yuan-ti kind of situated in most of the marshlands. So I guess that would be Red. Where were your people
I'm
hailing
going to put
from?
them over here,
Okay.
because I think he's gone some significant distance from there.
Also, it probably wouldn't be wise for them to. They'd probably come in conflict with that dragon, since black dragons are not particularly nice. Of course, neither are Yuan-ti.
Unlike Want-ti.
This black dragon has suffered an immense defeat recently. It's entirely possible that the Yuan-ti or lizard men in the area are moving against it now. So what is this significant-looking lake we have in the center of the map? Because if we figure one of these hexes is about 30 miles, this is a pretty significant size lake in the middle of this enormous woods. I don't have this marked as anything. All I did was painted the little blob.
Like you said that there's like Feywilds. Could there be like Kelpies or something in there?
Man, Kelpies. They're not even in the 5e monster manual, but I like me some Kelpies.
Maybe it's like a really big, like, not very deep lake.
Like a shallow lake?
But yeah, like something that's... It would be unpleasant, but you could theoretically walk across.
Like maybe have like some... Like a lizardman village there? Like on stilts
so, like,
or something?
Not really a marsh, more of something like stilts.
Okay. Let's put lizard men there then.
Now that I've said it though, we need some Kelpies somewhere.
Well, that's more of a river creature.
Well, we do have another river
What's
over
going
here.
on with this river right here? Kelpie River?
Kelpie River? I pictured this big lake at the base of these mountains to be part of, like, the Lord of Blades territory. Like a forsaken lake with horrible marshes surrounding it.
Hydras.
Yeah, hydras. Hydras are good. And this whole landmass off here to the far east, I don't have labeled with anything at all. I don't know what or who lives over here.
Like
So this is
immediate.
supposed to be like a Kelpie River?
Sure.
How do you guys feel about Trust's End?
Trust's End? Okay. I mean, especially where this bend comes through the forest here. Which is
That's actually a really cool name.
Feywild territory.
So, where on this side of the wall are the largest bastions of, civilization? Like, are there any cities, villages, trading posts we're looking at?
No, not with none we're speaking of. Right here, on this area, you have humans who are trying to build settlements on the other side of the wall, but, I mean, orcs ravage them constantly, and it's constant warfare.
And they would shoot us on sight, probably, I assume.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, guys, since especially for you, Treble, I've just for a lot of these wrote very generic names of just like the people that are living there. If you turn on the text tool and then mouse over one of them, as soon as it pops up with all those different things, you can kind of just adjust what it says there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I think this looks like a wrench. I want to point that out. The
See, I
wrench.
kind of think it looks like a man making a shadow puppet. So I don't think I should be in charge of that one.
See, I think it looks like a tooth.
Oh yeah. Or just call it the Pi Peninsula.
So where is like the pirates' bastion over here? Because we're doing something
Over
with
here.
pirates at some point. We're gonna put
In this right here. I would think right here.
pirates in this crook. Okay. And
That's
who-
a really big crook, though. So they have to be in like one of these little divots here. Because I'm assuming they don't have like a 100-mile city.
No, what they have is probably like a
Here in
a
this-
hidden cove
Yeah.
somewhere.
I was like specifically talking about like right here because this is just kind of like
That would
Yeah.
definitely be defensible from the sea. So we didn't get to do any pirate stuff in Flumscape, really.
how about like the pirate's teeth, since it does look like a tooth.
It looks like a human tooth now.
So, I mean, the pirates are going to be a mishmash of every race available. I imagine like lots of Kenku and lots of Tabashi pirates.
Oh no, Kanku pirates would be the fucking worst because they would literally only know how to go yo ho, just over and over to each other.
Can I go ahead and extend my gratitude to everybody for not playing a Kenku?
I almost did it.
If I played a Kanku, I would literally keep like a notebook of everything that I had
Yeah,
ever heard
that's
people
what
say.
I mean. It was too much. I think the challenge from role playing perspective would be great, but it would be too much bookkeeping.
Aren't they also like incapable of creative thought?
Yes.
That doesn't sound very fun to me.
No.
They're incapable of creative thought, but good at using things that they've seen before in like a useful way. So I think that could work out.
All right. Where does on this character sheet, like, where do languages and things go?
Proficiencies.
Yeah, they're under proficiencies.
Okay.
So, I know it says that I know Draconic, but like in the Volos, I think it says that Kobolds don't actually speak Draconic. They speak like a pigeon form of Draconic.
We're just gonna call it Kobold, but yeah, it's a pigeon form of Draconic.
Yeah.
Instead of having a small number of very broad languages, you can imagine every race having its own language.
Yeah.
Like a dragon and a kobold could speak. But yeah, the kobold tongue is a pigeon of Draconic.
So where did you guys put what did you call it? What we picked from the guide to Xanathar's? I forgot what you called it.
The aspect?
Yeah, the aspect.
I put that under personal characteristics for me, just so
I
that
did
it's
too.
right next to like bonds, ideals, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put it
Mine
under
is all
personality traits.
notes because you can't necessarily use the bonds way if you're not using something that came with the
Wait.
thing. So
Where under personal
Wait, what?
characteristics did you
You can't
put
use
it?
the what?
I couldn't figure out how to get it to give me like the bonds that didn't fit my background, and that might
If
have
you
just
go
been-
into there right now while you're on your
Mhm.
character sheet, you can literally type whatever you want in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just click edit traits and you can just type in whatever you want. Yeah, and they have the suggestions down there in the drop down.
But you just ignore those because who cares?
Yeah.
I still
don't
had Nath's character sheet open for some reason. Go ahead and close that. We don't need him
Deleted.
anymore.
Never know when you need to disintegrate.
That was kind of his bread and butter, yeah.
The answer is always.
Okay.
Oh, you don't fly? Disintegrate floor. That's a shame.
I would like to point out that
When all you have is disintegrate, every problem looks like a 10-foot by 10-foot cube of matter.
Can any of us use the medicine skill? Like, did anybody pick that? Like, I know we can
Well-
all use it, but
I didn't take medicine, but I did take herbalist kit.
So let's go
I
over
didn't-
backgrounds real quick.
Yeah.
So that's what we're kind of headed towards. We'll start with Raazu, because well, we'll start with Birdie, because Birdie's at the top of my list on my screen up here. So what did Birdie pick for a background?
a folk hero. Basically, he survived to the ripe old age of 15, so he was kind of a legend in his tribe.
Okay, so you're taking folk hero like right out of the PHB.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so do you guys want to kind of decide as a group how to allocate your skills and things? For your backgrounds?
It's fairly. Like the thing that they say you can do is 2 skills, and then you split up the remaining 2 amongst tool proficiencies and languages as you wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that seems relatively fair to me.
That's
Yeah.
pretty same across all the backgrounds. What is Adrex's background?
Oh, I knew you were going to come to me next.
You're the next on the list.
I flipped the page. Where is it? It's Outlander, because that sounds the most rangery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which gives me athletics and survival, so perfect.
Excellent. What about Raazu?
Raazu, I kind of cobbled together from using a custom one, Prisoner of War.
Okay.
All right, the proficiencies I chose were Survival and Deception.
Okay.
Two proficiencies dice set, and she picked up Draconic in prison.
What features are you guys taking? Because each background also has a feature. That's supposed to be
Yeah.
like a minor helpful thing.
I don't know if mine will be useful because it's like, it's like I can find.
So
We'd find respite with the common people that I'm from, but they're all dead. So
So you could flavor that as you can find respite with the common people of Greater Hedgehog Pastures.
oh yeah,
Amongst the Fearbold. Yeah, they've heard of your coming.
my feature is Wanderer. You have an excellent memory from maps and geography and can always recall general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find fresh food and water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
Okay. The one that I
sounds-
chose was the background feature that I chose was criminal contact from the criminal/spy background.
Okay, what about red?
Red also is criminal/spy because mechanically it's the closest fit to what he does.
Okay. And
So,
what feature did you go with?
I don't. Is there a choice of features? Is this another thing I can just
So
walk in
it's
and
I
write it?
had to make
Yeah.
a custom background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for right now, it's criminal contact. I think that works pretty well. I might kind of rework it a little bit, but
Okay. And Windy.
I went with kind of a flavored acolyte. I went with I called it Wandering Acolyte. I
Okay.
took herbalism kit, religion, and not religion. I don't know why it says religion there. Herbalism kit, something that I don't remember, and survival. I think I chose perception. And my language as primordial because I'm an Aarakocra. It made sense.
So
Instead of primordial, put Orin.
I already know Orin because of my race.
Oh, okay.
This is me learning primordial.
Okay.
If you want me to change that, though, I could.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
when I picked Folk Hero, I got a proficiency in a toolkit. I picked Tinker Tools because I wanted to ask you, because they don't really explain what the Tinker Tools do.
The Xanathar's book goes into great detail about a lot of different tools. It's got a whole section on tool basically synergies. Like if you've got a tool proficiency, how it helps you use other skills.
Yeah. But
this is all just a commercial for Volos and Xanathar.
They're good books.
campaign.
I mean,
but specifically, I was thinking since there's not going to be a whole lot of magic, at least to start with, and kobolds are pretty good with their hands, even if the stuff they make looks very suspicious. I was like, what kind of toolkit would be best for that? And reading this, Tinkers would not be it.
I'm trying to find that in the Xanathar's book here, all the different tool proficiencies. But like a Tinker's
That's kind
kit,
of why I took herbalism kit, so that I could make us healing potions if I needed to.
that would be a good use of it.
I was thinking of things like crafting like a scope for a crossbow, or maybe adding a crank to remove the loading feature.
That seems very powerful.
Yeah.
So that might be something that you go into crafting a magic item.
Yeah.
So you take Tinker's tools and then kind of use the crafting a magic item rules.
Right,
That
which
might-
are...
That's
it's a
what I was
downtime.
talking about. Yeah,
Tinker's
that's
Tools
how it
is
was-
very close to what you want to do, because it's like you can repair a disabled device, repair an item in half the time. I'm just looking at the list here. You can determine the age and origin of mechanical objects. You have a
But,
variety of hand tools. Like Tinker Tools would be very close to what you're trying to do. As
But
far as creating devices.
if I need some small hand tools to I don't know, carve some punji sticks or something. That's another reason why I picked Folk Hero, because they start with a shovel.
I took the Poisoner's kit,
Poisoner's kit's good.
obviously, and
What,
playing cards.
What tools does everyone have, all together? Because you get some from your class, too. I took
Yeah.
Cartographer's tools and Herbalism kit.
I mean, I have a
If
Fair.
you won't think Cartographer's tools is going to conflict with, your cool thing, though, McDohl, I could mess with that.
Tools, none.
None.
None for Paladin.
The tool proficiency is on page 78 in Xanathar's, and it goes into great detail about every kind of tools, if you haven't read it yet.
Because I don't want to take away, your, I can remember scenery thing.
McDohl,
Yeah, that's
you said
true.
you had a dice set.
Yeah,
That's a tool. That's a gaming set.
yeah.
That's on
Well, I
page
mean,
81.
that's from the background, not the.
I've got Thieves' Tools, Poisoner's kit, and playing cards.
Okay.
I get a proficiency in a musical instrument.
oh
And
man,
I'm kind of thinking horn.
yeah, just a
Just
bugle.
so he could just so he could blow a horn. It's either that or bagpipes, but I don't know why a ranger type character would be carrying around bagpipes.
Whenever
like
I have
a-
a rogue in my game with bagpipes. Or monk, actually. She rolled a nat 20 on her performance the other day.
I get a language too.
But no, I wanted to bring that up and ask that before that's what I want to do, because that's your final decision, of course, on the Tinker's tools.
How about this then? I won't take Cartographer's tools because I don't want to mess with your thing, McDohl. How about I take Mason's tools and I kind of flavor it as like a dungeoneering thing, like from previous editions.
Like
So that like, because I think that's how Xanathar's takes it, is like you can look at how things were constructed and figure stuff out from that. My character kind of wants to know how things work, so Mason's tools make sense. I would know how to like, what does this imply about this dungeon?
Tinker's tools would be good for you for that. And
Yeah, but I
pick
don't have that as
something
an
else.
option.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Treble, which thief skills did you take? Because I took pretty much none. The only like physical combat one I took was stealth.
I
Other than that,
have.
everything is all the social skills.
Hold on. I got. It'll go back. Like, I have acrobatics, perception, stealth, and sleight of hand as my proficiencies, and then my expertise is perception and stealth.
Okay. Yeah, my expertise are insight and investigation, so that's fine.
I thought about picking intimidation just for the hilarity of it, but I
actually don't have intimidation. It's the one social skill I didn't pick up.
I got intimidation.
Yeah.
Does
it's
anyone in
fine.
this group have persuasion?
Yep.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm a charisma rogue. I'm a people person. People snake.
A people snake with suggestion.
You
and
sure you
stuff.
don't want to swap that out for intimidation?
People sneeple.
No.
As soon as they understand the logic of my argument, I mean, I'm not trying to get these people to, move in fear. I mean, once they understand the logic of it, they'll obviously follow what I'm trying to explain to them.
So you're
Also-
just actually like you're basically Terran but good at it.
also Birdie can drive land
Well,
vehicles.
not insane, so that helps.
Birdie has a proficiency with land vehicles, so. Hopefully we don't end up on the ocean because of that.
I don't mind colliding with people on perception because that's just that's fine. I might
Sorry.
take nature rather than insight then.
If we're going to be out in the middle of the forest, that seems...
It's just that I have a 10 in intelligence.
Nature and animal handling will both be much
Yeah, that's
more
what I'll
useful
swap for. I'll
in
swap
this
insight
campaign.
for animal handling.
I have
Yeah,
I have animal handling. Plus
Okay.
5.
There will be a lot more nature in this than there was in Sigil.
Yeah, I'd like to be proficient in nature.
Yeah, I don't have. There's even if I take proficiency in nature, I'll still be bad at it. So it would make more sense for us to just have 2 animal handlers than anyone with nature.
You can handle the big animals. I'll handle the badgers and.
I'll handle the
rat-
flying animals.
And Red can handle the snakes.
Just snakes. Just
Snakes, though.
Just the snakes.
Yeah, no,
I
exactly.
think just snakes is going to be my favorite joke this entire campaign. I can
No,
already
you said
see
you're
that
also
coming.
taking medicine and perception for skill proficiencies.
Who? I'm not taking medicine.
Is anyone taking medicine?
I thought our
No.
kobold was.
I don't have access to medicine.
I can take medicine.
Is anybody
I think.
taking...
Am I good at medicine? The next question.
I have +3 to medicine, at least naturally.
Is anybody taking Arcana or Religion?
Nope.
I could take religion if you thought it would be more interesting than animal handling.
We're taking this no magic campaign to heart. I like it.
Okay, good. Then I won't. I thought you were saying like that might be a good idea.
I still might ask for... what's listed on your character sheets is not going to have any bearing on what skill rolls I ask for.
Yeah.
Sure,
I
I just
might still ask for Arcana checks all the time. All right.
But, it doesn't make sense for a kobold from a marsh to know any of that.
Go ahead and mark down any equipment that you get from your backgrounds or your class to start with. You can have all of that stuff to start.
I removed most of that in my gold to add the Kensei weapons because it makes sense that I would be carrying them with me even if I'm not allowed to use them yet.
What weapons do you figure you're going to pick for your Kensei weapons?
Longsword and
Anti-matter
longbow.
Longsword and longbow? Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Basically, my character carries them, but due to the tenets of his monastery tradition, he hasn't earned the right to use them.
Okay. God, I threw away a magic sword last night because I'm playing a character who took a vow to never use bladed weapons. So
You're a cleric.
I like how
no, he's a fighter. That's the problem.
I like the first drop down in my martial weapon list: antimatter rifle.
Yeah, I saw that too. I thought that was hilarious.
That's pretty amusing. Yes.
All right, so we've got
That's from the rules.
Everything's pretty much done as far as character sheets go. Everybody's marked down your passive perception. I mean, I can do this on my end.
That's
too.
right at the top of the at the sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also marked down passive insight though for my own bookkeeping.
Who has the highest passive perception? Like
I have 11.
17.
You have a 17?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's a skill focus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a
Whatever
skill
we call it.
focus. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've got a 17 passive insight for the same reason.
Okay.
I still need to edit my character real quick. Because while we were working out our skills, I changed my mind a couple times.
Now for the fun part. Starting on page 136 of Xanathar's Guide to Everything are bullshit magic items. Each of you can select one item from this list, provided it has no obvious mechanical benefit. And there's
136.
lots and lots to choose from.
Wait, where was that stupid one we were talking
Dude,
about the other
Brick.
day?
The other day, because I added that to my Storm King's Thunder campaign, because
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, every single time they earn a magic item that's at least like level A or B, I'll also add one of these useless magic items.
Uh-huh.
So I rolled it, and guess what came up? Plate mail of cleansing. So my fighter in the group has been like, oh man, it's gonna be really good when I get some plate mail. First freaking chest they open up, there's the magic plate mail.
So you can't have plate mail of cleansing from this list. Like I said, nothing, like no weapons, no armor, but there's a lot of just wondrous items that just have like fun, flavorful benefits. The caveat is this is actually going to be an important part of your character. That's as much information as you're getting. So don't pick something bullshit if you don't want it to end up defining part of your character, Nodal.
Whatever, you act like I'm afraid to make something bullshit define part of my character.
How is altering time? How is altering current time a minor magical item? The orb of time. What the fuck? It says you can use an action to determine whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime outside.
See, that would be the perfect example of an item you could take that has no clear mechanical benefit.
I mean, but like,
No, it's not to change whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime. It's to determine.
Yeah, you can
You
tell
can
what
use
time
it
is.
and go, oh, it's nighttime.
It's a clock.
It's a
okay.
bad clock.
If you're way down in the Underdark and you haven't seen the sun for 6 weeks, your orb of time will let you know.
It's nighttime. It won't let you know it's 12. But nightish?
Sure. Okay. No, that makes sense. I wasn't.
So, I mean, there's lots to choose from here.
I'm gonna go with the charlatan's die.
Whenever you
Whoever
roll this 6-sided die, you can control which number it rolls.
Yeah.
Do you intend to cheat in gambling with this dice?
Perhaps.
I hope you're trained in deception. Yeah, the charlatan's die is a good example of what I'm talking about. And you can kind of do that in Tabletop Simulator just by hovering over a die and pushing what number you want to roll.
Yep. I am trained in deception.
Yeah, I know. You said that earlier.
Yeah. See, is it on the list here though? Let's
Now,
find
how
out.
did Raazu come by her charlatan's die? Where did she find it?
She took it off a guy in prison.
Like, what guy? Was it a friend of hers that got killed, or was it somebody she killed, or did she notice he was cheating with it?
Yeah, they were playing dice games, and she noticed that it was always the die was always favoring, so he punched him in the nose.
And they just confiscated the die?
Yep.
And this is how she treats her friends?
Nobody's really your friend in prison.
It's true. So Raazu is not going to appear on the next season of Orange is the New Black. Does Raazu have a particular race or species that is her, like, blood-sworn enemy?
Her berserk button?
Yeah.
Orcs.
Orcs.
Yep. Propaganda and stuff will do that during training.
Who else has selected a horseshit magical item?
Can Birdie have the cloak of many fashions?
Cloak of many fashions. While wearing this cloak, you can use a bonus action to change the style, color, and apparent quality of the garment. The weight doesn't change. The cloak can't be anything but a cloak. It can duplicate the appearance of other magical cloaks, but it doesn't gain their magical properties. Yes, that's an exemplary example of a magic item that has no clear mechanical benefit.
Birdie will be so fashionable.
So how did Birdie come by this cloak?
He took it off a dead person.
And why hasn't he turned it over to his Black Dragon patron?
Because he hasn't gone back yet.
Does he intend to turn it over?
I mean, it's not shiny.
So you're taking a very literal stance on the word shiny.
Yes.
But you have to consciously decide to not use the Cloak of Many Fashions to, like, be covered in rhinestones or something, because now it is shiny.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, like, Birdie will rethink it if he ever makes the cloak shiny.
Very well.
I mean, I suppose if he went back and the dragon asked for the cloak, Birdie didn't tell him no.
It's like, it won't even fit you. So, what is his, like, usual style? Like, what does it normally look like as he's out in the wilderness?
Just green. Or, no, you know what? Just brown and orange, the same color as him.
Okay.
Or orange and brown. Orange
like
with
that,
brown splotches.
It's like that one cape from Symphony of the Night.
Oh, the Joseph's cloak?
Yeah, you can go in and change the colors of it. Alright, who else has their bullshit magic item selected?
I have to read them all first, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think I've found mine. I just have one page left to get through to make sure.
Gotcha.
Don't mind me, I'm just making pride dice over here.
Alright, I've got it.
Alright, what you got for me?
The Cloak of Billowing.
Something told
I was
me.
going to go for that one.
Something told me. Because that's my favorite.
Yeah.
The Cloak of Billowing. While wearing this cloak, you can use a bonus action to make it billow dramatically.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it does. Where did you come across this Cloak of Billowing?
I was given it as part of my, like, going off to find myself quest so that the winds could always be with me.
So it was a gift from your
From my monastery.
Okay.
Somebody should take the tankard of sobriety.
Next question is the cloak ever not billowing?
I'm gonna say, like, the bonus action is to make a real dramatic billow, but it's always just kind of, like, moving a little bit.
Did Red also take a Cloak of Billowing?
No, I think I'm going to go with the Horn of Silent Alarm.
When you use an action to blow it, one creature of your choice can hear the horn's blare, provided the creature is within 600 feet of the horn and not deafened. No one else hears the sound, and so it's got 4 charges. It regains a D4 charges daily at dawn. And where did you come across the Horn of Silent Alarm?
It was gifted to him by a member by the tribe of one of those slaves he freed. As a reward.
So, was this particular slave the one who gave him the horn? Like, what race was this slave? Where did he belong to?
Let me look at the list of available races in this part of the world.
Keep in mind, the slave-keeping races, especially the Yuan-ti, will take human exiles and things. You will come across the odd humans. Humans are especially resilient when it comes to forms of magical torture.
Well, that's good to know, I guess.
Thanks.
Give me 1 second here. I just want to look. I want to get something good. I'm going to say a bugbear.
A bugbear?
Oh, yeah. Totally a bugbear slaves in the fighting pits.
Wait, you own a bugbear?
God, no.
But I think I missed a step somewhere here.
He freed a bugbear.
You freed a bugbear, okay.
That's more reasonable, yes.
So are we going with the type here wall? Is that what we're doing here?
The type here wall? Maybe we'll just spell it and put an accent mark on it. It'll be like
Tape here?
the type
Tapir.
wall.
Yeah, it's a pier.
Has Adrex selected a bullshit magic item?
I'm torn between two.
Like,
The Wand of Skells and the Wand of Smiles.
No, I'm
That's
on that
2 in
page
1.
though.
get the wand. Get the one.
Wand of Pyrotechnics is pretty cool.
It's either the Wand of Pyrotechnics or the Wand of Conducting.
Okay.
They're just both. Wand of Pyrotechnics is fun. Wand of Conducting is just bullshit.
I like the staff of flowers. I think.
But what's pulling me to the Wand of Conducting is when you expend the wand's last charge, roll a d20 on a 1, a sad tuba sound plays as the wand crumbles to dust and is destroyed.
Oh no!
Yeah, but do you really want to lose your important magic item?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these wands do that though. But that's also only if I expend all the charges. But I think I'm gonna go with Wand of Pyrotechnics.
Okay, so you use an action to expend one of its charges and create a harmless burst of multicolored lights at a point you can see up to 60 feet away. So you're Jubilee, basically.
Jubilee, I was thinking the exact
The burst
same
of
thing.
light is accompanied by a crackling noise that can be heard up to 300 feet away. So it's essentially a fireworks wand.
Not as far as a lion can roar, though.
I like how it tells you that how big of a space it illuminates, but says it only lasts for a second. They won't even let you use this wand as like a light cantrip.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, so you can go ahead and add those. Now, where did you get your Wand of Pyrotechnics?
You were going to ask me that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Space.
He found it on the corpse of a goblin. So this is mine now.
Where was his dead goblin with his wand?
Actually, we should make it an orc. Dead orc with the wand.
Okay.
Because then it can be around the connection of the Feywild. Yeah. That makes sense.
So he was traveling through these woods, and like some pixies or brownies or redcaps or something had slain this orc. And you pulled the wand up off the slain orc.
Yeah.